Hello and welcome to HawkTalk. It's my Geek Culture podcast where we talk about geek stuff, nerdy stuff, and all sorts of awesome. My name is Danny Shepard, and joining me, as always, is my lovable band of goons, starting with Jeremy Lee.
Spoon isn't real.
Noel Shefflin.
There is no spoon.
Tony Smith.
Spoon.
And me. I am the spoon. I'm the spoon in the night, the watcher on the wall.
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon.
This is getting real weird, guys.
Well, real weird. All right, we're getting weird today. But before we get weird, heart goes out to everybody who's in Houston and who's in the midst of Hurricane Harvey right now. That's seeing everything on the news. It's incredibly sad. I know a couple of you guys are out there, and you guys have been tweeting at us, letting us know what's going on. And guys, just please be safe. If you're out there, please get somewhere safe. I've never dealt with a natural disaster on that scale, so just
At the end of
heart
the day,
goes out to you, man.
Thoughts and hearts are with you. If anyone, we love you. We love you.
We love you
Hope you're
guys.
safe.
We love all you guys. Be safe. Take care of each other. Help those in need.
Yep, that's great. No, I mean, if at the end of the day, guys, it's about safety. I mean, I can understand coming up with some kind of idea like, oh, I'm going to be okay, but just make sure you're safe, make sure your family's safe, make sure your friends are safe. Just be safe, guys. We love you.
Okay.
Moving on.
Let's jump into a lot of stuff happened in the media. A lot of stuff happened with DC. Some stuff happened with Marvel. Stuff is happening. Stuff happened. Everybody's been wanting us to talk about this one, and I'll be perfectly honest. I don't even know what the first thing I can say about the announcement of multiple Joker films, besides the fact that I am so confused and have read multiple conflicting articles. So I am incredibly confused by this. So and people are asking us to talk about it. So I'm being straightforward and totally upfront right now that I don't know if I know the real story of what is going on with these Joker movies. Does anybody know?
Hey, dude, you're not alone. You're definitely not alone there. Honestly, before, I think Noel is probably I think Noel and Jeremy are a little bit more well versed than me and Danny are. So you guys get two different sides of this, right? For me, I honestly just started reading so much, I got so confused, I just stopped reading in general and pretended like it never happened.
At a certain point, after the second time that someone came out and was like, no, that's not the case, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Talk to me when you guys know what's going on.
Yeah.
Post articles when you guys know what is going on.
True.
Everyone's so quick to breaking news. That
True
it's
chains, man.
Joker
True
movie,
chains.
it's an origin story. Joker movie, it's not an origin story. Joker movie, it's in the DCEU. Joker movie, it's not in the DCEU. It's directed by Scorsese. It's not directed by Scorsese. It's produced by Scorsese. What's going on, Noel?
All right. Thank you for joining.
Jeez.
So from what I've read, I'm not going to quote any sources because I've read for hours trying to figure out what is going on, and I still don't know because I don't think they know. But here's what I read. I read that a Joker Origins movie was announced to take place in the 80s. It's a movie that stands on its own completely, and from what I'm gathering is just a crime movie. Just a crime movie that is about the Joker becoming the Joker. And Scorsese is rumored to be producing it. I don't even think that is confirmed. But it is going to be helmed by the director of the Hangover trilogy, so that's cool. I don't know what that means.
I enjoyed the Hangover trilogy.
I enjoyed the first movie.
I liked this.
I actually never saw the other two.
I mean, that they were. I mean, I feel like they hit gold on such a level with the first Hangover that they were like, it'd be dumb not to ride that.
Totally.
I remember, do you guys remember?
I remember when that movie came out, it was the biggest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but it definitely was a big deal.
Everybody was talking
a
about
big
that
deal.
movie.
Definitely was. It was a big deal. That year was
Anyway,
big.
what else?
Yeah.
Oh, so the Joker. Oh, yeah. So another Joker movie was announced, and that's to be about the Joker and Harley. But but here's the thing with this announcement, and this is going to be taking place in the DCEU. Joker to be played by Jared, Harley by Margot. But from what I've read, because there's no clarification, so it's very possible that this Joker Harley movie being announced is Gotham City Sirens, and the Joker is just the main antagonist of that story.
I read that it was replacing it.
What's that?
I read that it was replacing Gotham City Sirens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no clarification. So, it could either be Gotham City Sirens is a separate movie and there's a Joker Harley, which I don't think is the case. I think what the case is that Gotham City Sirens is the Joker Harley movie that they're referring to.
Okay. That's confusing.
That's confusing. That's confusing. That's confusing.
All right, you're just gonna keep doing it until I joined in, didn't you?
Yep.
So they're
And then
See,
it's also been confirmed that Joker will be in Suicide Squad 2, which I feel like that was if there was going to be a Suicide Squad 2, it's obvious that Joker's going to be in it.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah. What were we gonna say?
Love you, Jeremy.
So that's all.
That's pretty much it. Yep.
Okay. Man, I feel like I read all of that in 4 different articles, all
At the same time.
giving me pieces, and then some of them saying, because I also read that it was a Joker origin movie, and then I also read that it wasn't a Joker origin movie. It was just a movie about how he got into crime, but not how he became the Joker. And I was very confused.
Yeah,
I
that
tweeted
movie-
about it. I was like,
I have no desire to see that movie.
It's a
Joker
lot.
Origin, I don't care to see that.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. It's a lot going on, guys.
A lot. I like that he doesn't have an origin. That's what makes that character that character.
Yeah.
Is that he's a complete mystery.
So
I
that's
mean-
just like a little thing that producers in Hollywood were just talking about, saying, hey, it wouldn't be cool if it was this, and somehow that leaked and was misread.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, it couldn't. For all we know, it's just a movie that won't be made. There are plenty of movies that are announced that are never made. So, who even knows?
I mean, this is the 15th DC movie that has been rumored to have been announced, but not officially announced. Personally, to hear that Joker would get his own standalone movie, absent Batman,
Yeah.
absent Harley, and just focus on him, it just, for me personally, and I know a lot of people out there disagree with me, and that's okay. I'm not disparaging that opinion at all. If you prefer to see a Joker standalone movie, dope. You're going to get it. Clearly it's happening, whether anybody wants it or not. And
Either
you know
way,
what? I'm
yeah.
going to see it. But there's so many dope-ass characters in the DC pantheon, and we're focusing on the same couple of characters over and over again, and now it's like a character...
That's not how you expand your universe, man.
Yeah, it's like there are dope characters that can stand alone that would do really well on the big screen, and yet we still haven't seen any of those characters.
Plastic Man.
Well, I mean, okay.
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl's Marvel, but sure. Actually, I think they're putting her in something live action.
Yes. I'm just saying I want the movie.
Oh, okay, cool. Dope.
Wait, wasn't the Killing Joke technically an origin story?
Yes, but the Killing Joke is...
It has Batman in it.
It's technically not canon.
But can
it's
you imagine a live-action Killing Joke?
No,
That's a crime thriller type thing?
You also don't know if he's lying about his origin in the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, kind of like how he was in The Dark Knight. Kept on telling a bunch of stories
Maybe
about
that's
the
how
scars.
the live action will be.
I don't want to see him become the Joker. I would rather see post... It would be dope if this was a Scorsese movie that didn't... we don't see anything from his past. We just see him open up his eyes in a hospital and he's the Joker. And now we watch his rise to the top. We don't know anything about him. We don't know who he is. We just watch who is this man from this moment moving forward.
Whose
and
man's
watch his
is this?
story from
Whose man's
there.
is this?
That would be interesting. But I don't need to see how the guy turned white and has green hair. But
So you did. So
Well,
you,
no. How about it? Not so much that origin, how he physically transformed, literally how this guy made the decisions he made to be a crime lord, and then all of these things are what, let's say his name is Jack Napier. let's say this character is Jack and he does all of these criminal activity, like whatever the makings of a crime lord is, and then it ends with him, like it ends with some reference to DC, and then you're like, oh, that's the Joker. And so you never see him transform into the Joker. You just see a criminal become a criminal.
Okay, that could be interesting. It could also, piggybacking on that, you could do that entire story where it's just a man rising to becoming a crime lord, and the finale of the film is him falling into the vat, turning into the Joker.
Or
that could be potentially interesting as well.
That would be very interesting. I'd be very interested to see something like that, especially produced by Scorsese.
But it really, truly does beg the question: can Joker stand without Batman? He is the antithesis of Batman.
It depends. It just depends. It depends on the writing, man. It really does. I mean, look at compelling characters like John Wick, man. We didn't know who John Wick was.
Yeah.
We fell in love with John Wick within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, you could say it was sort of an awakening, so to speak.
Dude, good job, man. Yeah, you could say it was an awakening. I hate myself.
Ugly.
Why?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I just feel like it just depends, man. Like, great films are made from nothing, just like not so good films are made from nothing, right? So I feel like it really depends on what direction they go with and all these other little tiny factors that make the bigger picture. But I would definitely be interested to see if it's the guy who's making Hangover. Hey, you know, he hit it 3 times pretty big. 3 for 3, dude. Good job. I mean, I don't know what other stuff he's done, but Hangover was great. And he did it low budget. And it hit hard, guys. Yeah. Real hard. I mean, like, Bradley Cooper was great. He was real great. But I don't know where Bradley Cooper would be without the big wins that he had. Like
put him
Hangover,
on the map, right?
Silver Linings Playbook. I mean, like, Hangover really did put him back on the map. He was just that weird mean guy.
He was the douche friend.
Oh, he was the douchey boyfriend in freaking Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets that. And
then
like,
he was the homie in the movie with Jim Carrey, I think.
Yeah, he was. You're right. Yes Man.
Yes Man. There we
go. He was in Yes Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. He was in a lot of.
God.
Dude, Bradley Cooper was a working actor until Hangover.
Yeah.
He no longer was a working actor anymore. He was He was a star.
Yep.
Hangover was a solid movie. Dramatically different in tone, and I think that's why it's a weird thing. But that also, you know, that's like saying that any director is just a one-dimensional creative, and you can only do one thing. You can only you did comedy, you can only do comedy for the rest of your career.
So there was another DC thing he announced. Apparently, I didn't know if we all figured this was the case or if no one knew, but apparently Justice League will be a direct sequel to Batman vs Superman, as opposed to like a year or two down the line. It's directly after.
Right after.
Oh, it's like the moment after.
Or I just read direct sequel.
Maybe moments, right? Like,
yeah, I feel
so
like
it's not that it's just another movie in the universe that follows like a general timeline, like how the MCU is. It's it's like or Batman v Superman 2.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just kind of going off that, dude. The MC extended universe or MCU, yeah. MCU is confusing. Like, where does one end and the other begin? You know what I mean? Because there's just so many films. I'm always asking myself, so like, wait, where are we at now?
In the timeline?
Yeah, like where am I at now?
There's a solid timeline now.
There is, yeah. Like everybody wrote like, yes, but like I'm gonna be honest. Like after Civil War, I was a little confused. I was like, where are we at now, guys? So
all I know is the Cap looks super dope in Infinity War.
He does,
with all his stuff ripped off and the beard and longer hair.
I wonder how they're gonna develop that, dude. Oh,
I don't know, but I'm excited.
Me too.
Cap's my favorite in the MCU so far, so I'm excited to see where he goes.
I never knew that.
You didn't know that?
I did know that.
Okay.
Thank you for that information.
I got you, baby.
I suppose it was obvious. So did you guys hear about Matt Reeves accidentally saying that Batman was a standalone movie and everybody losing their mind and thinking that it wasn't going to be in the DCEU?
Yeah, I don't know why anyone even thought that wasn't going to be in the DCEU. Like, no matter what that man said or how he said it, I don't know why people thought that was not going to be in the DCEU.
Yeah, dude.
Standalone movie.
not a part of the DCEU. Batman is the face of DC. What are you talking about?
Whose man's is this? It's Batman's.
Oh, snap.
Superman.
I'm sorry, guys. I really apologize for that.
Honestly, every time there's some sort of information, even if it's just tiny, it just gets so blown out of proportion and all the rumors. And it's like, rumors are rumors, and rumors have always been there, but it's like every time something happens with DC, it explodes in a way that I've never seen it happen with anything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to happen with like this with Marvel. It doesn't seem to happen this way with Fox and their Marvel universe. It's only DC. When DC stuff, maybe it's because we're inundated in that community a little bit more, but I feel like we're also inundated in the Marvel community as well. So
I don't
Same
see people
sources.
freak out. Yeah, I don't
same
see,
sources.
Yeah, I don't see people freak out the way that they do in Marvel as comparatively to like DC. People, man, whoa.
People trip, dude. Like,
Yeah.
remember how that entire event happened with Han Solo and the directors quit halfway through?
Yeah.
Like, no one's talking about that anymore, but everyone is still talking about DC.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Everything,
yeah.
it's overshadowed by just DC. Everything is. It's crazy. Like the fact that I loved because one of the first things that I saw when that happened, I was a little late. So I saw like the entire context of this, that whole arc ending with Matt being like, guys, what? I literally was like, why in the world would
Matt
you
Reeves,
think?
right?
Yeah, Matt Reeves was like, why in the world would you think that Batman was not in the DCEU? Of course he's in the DCU. Come on.
Come
He
on,
just
man.
meant that it would be a Batman movie, not like a Batman and
Featuring other
Superman,
characters.
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
or
it would-
Wonder Woman, yeah.
Batman movie.
which is like I already knew that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like I felt like that was obvious cuz obviously a story about Batman would be really really overshadowed if Superman all of a sudden came in and just kept on
Being Superman.
just pluck the bad guys out of their little
Yeah.
It's like all right, you're going to prison.
oh, come here. No, you're over there.
Yep, nope. Come back here.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
what is it? Ant farms?
It's like,
It's just said that's what they are to
it's like
Superman.
civilization.
Wonder
What
Woman
is this,
too.
an ant farm? Welcome to Ant Farm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you guys see the Wasp's costume?
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks
I like it
dope.
a lot.
I like Evangeline Lilly's hair.
Siku.
I actually kind of expected it to be less fabricy and more, I don't know, I guess kind of like how it would fit in Thor's universe. Like, you know, like it's hard surfaces, but with an undersuit. Or small hard surfaces or anything. But now it kind of looks like it's a plush fabric
Hey, that was interesting.
or like a soft fabric.
I
you
thought
know?
it looked cool, man. It almost didn't look too soft though. I feel like the first time I saw it, it almost looked really tactical looking, and then you
Yeah.
go back on it, and then it almost looks like it's part of like a Mass Effect game.
design
or
is
something.
still
You're just
really
like,
cool,
"Whoa,
though."
What's going on?
Like it
over
looks
here?"
dope. It just looks more like an astronaut suit rather than actually. Yeah, that makes sense. Fucking flies.
She flies, but she also shrinks.
She can fly. She can fly. She can
can
fly.
Anyway, yeah, I think she
So if
looks
she flies,
cool.
that's kind of like
She
a
look
pressure
hella
suit.
cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
I like. It's
She has
very.
she has a nice face.
Hey, dude,
she
Evangeline
does have a nice
Lilly
face.
is
She's a very beautiful woman.
yeah. She is a very
Very nice
good-looking human
face.
being. I must say that.
Very
I was a
fine.
fan of her since Lost. I've actually.
I was a fan of her since I was found.
You were. You just did that.
Since you
Okay.
were found?
All right. I mean, I can't be technically wrong about that. I mean, or mad, but what? Cool. Awesome.
No, like the quickness of that
Yeah.
response is actually I
The
can't
quickness
be
almost
mad.
kind of
It's
want to make me
incredible,
throw up,
honestly.
but whatever, dude. Great. It's
You're
I
down
can't
with the
dispute it.
quickness.
Get up.
Yeah, I think she looks awesome. There's not really much there. I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask if you guys saw the costume. I think she looks pretty dope. Is she? Do you guys know if she's going to be in Infinity War?
She will be, yeah.
She will be.
Yes.
She looks cool, man.
The only character that's not going to be Infinity War is Batman. Even Superman's going to be in Infinity War. Literally every single character
Man, she
ever
looks
That's
created.
incredible.
fit in this.
Scorpion.
I'm excited.
I just want to throw this out there. If
What a
Superman
roster.
was in Infinity War, he wouldn't need the rest of the Avengers. True. I know a lot of people just got real upset with me. Just
People are like,
kidding.
Throwing that slim shade.
Just kidding.
Are you serious, Danny? How dare you?
Superman's really powerful, man. He's really powerful.
Super serial.
So super serial. What else is going on? What else happened?
Hellboy.
Hellboy. Yes.
Hellboy.
Your boy Ed Skrein.
What the hell, boy? You know what I'm saying? Up top.
So Ed Skrein was recently cast as a character in Hellboy, and people were like, "WTF, mate?" Rightfully so, because it was a white man playing an Asian character.
Who is he cast as? Do you know the name of the character?
I can't remember the name off the top of my head because I'm not as
WTF,
familiar
mate.
with
We're
Hellboy.
not gonna gloss over that.
But I remember what the character looks like, and I was like, "That's not what Ed Skrein looks like." And then he recently stepped down, made the decision to step down because he didn't know apparently that the character was Asian. And once the outcry happened, he's like, "Oh, whoa, what's happening?" He's like, "Oh
So,
yeah, I should definitely leave." Yep. And then he's like, "I should leave this because it is important to him and many other people."
His message wow. His message is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't have it on me, but I left it at home.
You left it at home. Okay.
If anybody watches our vlogs, you know that we
are there.
record inside of our garage. Which, by the way, guys, it's starting to cool down a little bit. It's becoming a lot more tolerable to make HawkTalk these days.
Noise.
You want me to
It's
noise.
Still 100.
hunt it?
I mean,
You want me to read
you
what
know,
it said?
100, 120, you know.
It's on 120. It's better than 120, man.
That's true.
You want me to read what he
Boy.
said, or it doesn't really matter?
Yes,
Yeah, up to you,
please.
man. Go
Oh,
for
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Last week it was announced that I would be playing Major Ben Daimyo.
Daimo.
Okay.
In the upcoming Hellboy reboot. I accepted the role unaware that the character in the original comics was of mixed Asian heritage. There has been intense conversation and understandable upset since the announcement, and I must do what I feel is right. It is clear that representing this character in a culturally accurate way holds significance for people, and that to neglect this responsibility will continue a worrying tendency to obscure ethnic minority stories and voices in the arts. I feel it is important to honor and respect that. Therefore, I have decided to step down so the role can be cast appropriately. Representation of ethnic diversity is important, especially to me as I have a mixed heritage family. It is our responsibility to make moral decisions in difficult times and to give voice to inclusivity. It is my hope that one day these discussions will become less necessary and that we can help make equal representation in the arts a reality. I'm sad to leave Hellboy, but if the decision brings us closer to that day, it is worth it. I hope it makes a difference.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Mad respect.
Dude, that is a big decision. I mean, he's kind of been in some big stuff. So like Game of Thrones, Deadpool, all big stuff. But I don't know, man. He may have been part of a whole new like franchise possibly that he just walked away from for I mean, obviously something that really, really meant something to him, but also really kind of was for the fans.
Yeah.
In its own way. That's what a sacrifice, man.
Definitely.
As an actor, like walking into that kind of series and franchise is a dream come true, you guys. Like that is what you dream for as an actor because one, you get experience, two, you get screen time. Screen time, screen time, screen time. That's all it's about. I mean, obviously making money is cool too, but like that's awesome, man. Hands down. Like I don't even know.
Has anyone done that?
No, I don't think so. At least not to that extent.
Yeah, not that I've heard of. At this
I
point.
don't doubt that it's happened
Yeah.
in the past, and maybe it wasn't as, in the media, but yeah, I mean, I thought that was a pretty. When I read that earlier today, I was like, wow, that sounds
an important message.
Yeah,
Very important, dude, for sure.
It's amazing, man. Just
Any bad thing I ever said about him, I take back. If there was any
Oh God!
Will you stop?
I'm sorry. Sneeze, guys. My bad.
Let's-
Go
zoom tight.
Wow.
On fire. So, what else happened? I have been in a hole, as I imagine you guys have been as well. Sorry, guys, we're working very hard on new content. Noel is literally working every single day on vlogs. Jeremy is also working. Jeremy's pretty much working on everything.
He's such a great
But just
guy.
a little bit of everything, just kind of like
He's such a great guy.
he's our
guys.
chief technical officer, guys. We have titles now.
I'm a social.
Yeah, Tony.
I'm gonna go to bed. That's what
right.
I'm gonna go
See
do.
ya.
So
Tony and Fred are doing some good stuff.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I'm doing some good stuff. We have our friend Alyssa Bascon, if you remember
hell
her
yeah.
from our Halloween episode some years ago. I'm not sure how long ago. Was it 2 years ago? 2 Halloweens ago?
Yeah, I think so.
2 Halloweens ago?
Halloween.
She's our friend,
Halloween.
super talented director. She's actually editing the first draft of the last short we just shot in the forest.
Which is a
Yeah? Cool.
I can't say.
And she's doing that while we're working on we're working on 2 other shorts. We're moving, guys. We're getting the content train going, and it's been taking a while to get everything off the ground, but it's a coming. So forgive us if we're not 100% on point with all the news and stuff lately. We've been just trying to focus on making the content happen. But let's get some questions.
Let's dive. Also, what was...
let's go
I have one more thing in the news that we didn't touch on that isn't really a
Whatever,
big
man.
thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Channing Tatum said that Gambit is... What are you doing? You look great. Channing Tatum...
Whoa, I was not expecting that.
That was out of nowhere.
I have never seen your hair like that before.
Yeah, dude, it was great.
You look like Crispin Glover.
Dude, I feel like I was on Brink.
Whatever, bro. Let's blade.
Just skate better.
Skate better.
Pup and suds.
Pup and suds. I don't
Nah,
know.
yeah, it's a 90s references. Okay.
Gambit... I mean, not Gambit. Channing Tatum, who is Gambit, who is playing Gambit. He's
Got it.
Gambit in real life.
Cool, Noel. What up, dude? What's going on?
Keep walking.
So he just said that the Gambit movie is starting over. It's still happening. They're just starting over now that they're confident that they're moving in the right direction. That's pretty much what it was saying. They're starting over for good reason.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if
I'm
it
glad
turns
to hear
out
that.
like Logan? That'd be dope. But
Ooh,
not getting
yeah.
my hopes up.
That would be great.
Don't even know what to expect. So that's good news.
Great.
Hey.
I'm excited to see what happens.
All right. On to the next one.
All right, so we went to the Patreon. We went to the Patreon, asked our followers, our subscribers, our patrons, our friends, our family,
Yeah?
That's where I was going with that. I was going somewhere funny, but you'll never know what that is. So maybe it wasn't funny, but we're going to pretend it was. All right, Kane McMillan
Yes?
asks, do you have any tips on creating action/fan films for the first time? I've created some non-action stuff in the past, but have been really wanting to get into films involving action. But I just don't really know how to get it going, like writing and storyboarding action scenes and then trying to deal with getting costumes that look realistic. I think your minute matchups are great, and the GoldenEye vlog was so cool and creative. Keep up the great work. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot there. Any tips on creating action/fan films for the first time?
Watch all of your favorite movies that are in that style and study how they do it. Scale it down to what you can do.
Yeah, a little bit more of a specific thing that we did in the beginning. I've already mentioned it on the show before, but try to come up with brief fight sequences and like do normal hand-to-hand stuff. Obviously, like be super careful. If you're just doing this with your friends, don't actually hurt each other. Don't actually hit each other. Don't be stupid. Seriously, guys. Like,
Don't be us.
Don't ever use real gun. For the love of
Yeah.
God, do
No.
not use real guns.
No, weapons in general. Don't use real weapons anything.
Yeah, seriously, no real weapons, guys. The fact that I have to say that is
Pretty crazy.
people
but
have
hey, man.
done it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't let your friends kind of peer pressure you into be like, oh, yeah, it's a real gun, but there are no bullets in it. Don't use real weapons.
Don't ever have real weapons on your set. It's not necessary. If you can't afford airsoft weapons or you can't make something that works, then don't shoot the scene. Not worth it, dudes. If anything happens and someone gets hurt or killed on your watch,
You're liable.
then
No,
yeah, you're liable.
I mean, and not just to mention if they're your friends or family. Horrible. That's horrible.
you don't want that on your hands.
Yeah, that's horrible.
But if you guys are shooting a hand-to-hand fight scene, try doing 3-move bursts. So if not like what Jeremy's doing right now, 3-move burst being every time you do 3 moves, you cut to a different angle. Make sure you stay on the right side of the line. And so if I'm gonna throw a punch at Tony, this is 1 move. The second move is him blocking. The third move is him countering. And then you cut the shot. The next shot will start with his fist about to hit me, like as it is right now. If you're listening to this, I'm sure it's very engaging. And then my next move could be pushing his arm away and then uppercutting. Something like that, and then you cut every 3 moves. Try that in the beginning. It really helps, especially if you don't have any sort of athletic ability. It definitely cheats the action.
Yep. 3 or less.
3 or less, and then speed it up in post. Look up how to use time remapping in any of your post-production software. We use Adobe Premiere. That helps. It definitely increases the snappiness of your fight. But there are tutorials on how to shoot a fight scene. If you're trying to come up with a story for the fight scene, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, dude. Story built into fight scene. That's very professional. That's like the last step before you get to a point where you can tell a story basically with anything. Telling a story with choreography, more times than not, you need actual choreographers and you need stunt people to do that for you, and to find the moments within the fight that build up to this or build up to that and then come together all at once to have a winner or a loser or a draw sometimes. So that gets real crazy. I would just make sure you come up with a winner and a loser first, and you stick to the don't cross the line, 3 or less reactions. You're good.
Word.
Also remember that a fight scene is also a story. A story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Make sure your fight has a beginning, middle, and end. It shouldn't just be 2 dudes punching each other until one guy goes down. There should be there needs to be a narrative unfolding. Is a character an underdog? How are you going to show that? Is a character overpowered? How are you going to show that? How can you show... This is actually something I learned in film school. How do you show your main character about to lose? Or how do you show him not winning until the end? Well, you consistently show him about to lose, him or her, about to lose until the moment where they can finally overcome their opponent. So as far as storyboarding goes, we don't storyboard our fight scenes because none of us have that that artistic ability, so we just use shot lists.
Yep. Shot lists, and then just hours and hours and hours of finding ways that we can... I guess
visualizations.
Really honestly, we're usually standing there with our stunt team, like saying, oh, well, I had this idea, and then we collaborate together and we try to find compromises that equal both this moment to come up with this overarching resolution. And it gets kind of tricky, but that's the thing too, man. It's, as Brad Pitt's character once said in Inglourious Bastards, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice.
Gorlami.
Any notes, Knowlton?
No, I'm sorry. You guys covered actually pretty much everything that I would want to say.
Okay, coolio.
Make it nasty.
Let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of questions from the Patreon today. Earthcore Studios. I read your question. You're funny. I'm not gonna answer that on the show. It's funny. Let's see.
Ooh, Eric. What it do, baby boo?
What it do, baby boo?
What other television services / networks can learn from Game of Thrones, and how do you think TV is getting better than it's ever been?
Well, man, that's hard. That's hard in the sense of like Game of Thrones has so many resources. That's like the pinnacle of resources. It's like almost, as a filmmaker, that is almost endless amounts of resources. I mean, if you really think about it, like they don't ever have to think about, dude, I have this really crazy idea. Yeah? I want this dragon to do this. You're like, yeah.
I think it's more of TV is taking itself more seriously now and not more like a pastime. Or not just a pastime, because before TV was just like, there's that saying, you go to TV to die.
Ooh, ouch.
It's not the case anymore.
Yeah, it's not the case anymore because you can do some serious work in TV now.
Man.
And there's some like really movies that are kind of a joke, honestly.
How did that switch?
The quality, like you watch shows like not even just Game of Thrones, and if we're talking about Game of Thrones and shows like that, shows that have a lot of resources like Game of Thrones or like The Defenders or something. Let's
House
look.
of Cards.
House of Cards.
House of Cards
let's
has
look
Dude,
at the
HBO
writing.
and Netflix.
Let's not
both of
even
them.
look at what they have in terms of money. Let's look at just the writing.
The
If you look at the
content.
caliber of writing in like Daredevil compared to Arrow, you're just like,
Wow.
these people clearly very much care about the story and the characters and just the vision. And
To be fair, with that, Arrow is forced to adhere to a 22 episode season.
It is a very
and they're
tight-
making that season over the course of the year and writing and changing the writing
Yeah,
as
that's
they
tricky.
go. Whereas
course.
Daredevil is written and shot like a movie all at once and
That's
then
why
released.
that format is starting to die.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Totally.
Like like that. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like that.
That's
format
the
is-
change.
it's the
that's
format
change.
that is
And I'm
ruining.
wondering if stations like CW and ABC are gonna start
Understanding
that
that, yeah,
format.
like if they understand that on like an objective manner, like, hey, look, as you can not only bring more fans and a larger demographic, if you maybe adhere to a different style of format.
I don't think they're gonna change that just because. Yes, you can tell really good stories like the Netflix series for Marvel. You know, they tell really heavy, like really involved character stories, but sometimes that's not what viewers are looking for. The general
you're right,
audience
yeah.
just wants to put on a show in
Yeah.
the background and then just turn off their mind after a long day of
No,
work.
you're 100%. I was talking to someone the other day that said that their favorite show was. I'm not going to talk bad about another show, but it was a show that is much lesser quality than I was used to hearing. And I was just like, oh, wow. So I guess people still really
Or a
like these
different
kinds of shows. Not less.
style.
Yeah, different style. I'm sorry. Not less. I
Yeah.
didn't say the name of the show, so I'm not sorry. But it's
But it's a different caliber.
it's a different style. It's a different demographic. It's all of it's different.
It's for different reasons.
And I'm just like, wow, I guess people still really love these
Yeah.
kinds of shows, though. Like, I
I've
thought,
talked to plenty of people who like literally have nothing to do or no attachment to any kind of TV show. They just turn on the TV and leave it there.
That's
That's it.
crazy.
or people who just prefer reality television over any other.
Yep.
Like I know people
And
who
there's plenty of
only
people,
watch reality.
Yeah, and there's people who literally don't even watch anything at all.
Yeah.
What's your? Yeah, that's crazy to think about. That's crazy.
Or even listening to anything at all either.
That's
Like,
where
no
it's
music,
tricky.
and no movies, no TV,
That's-
no media.
Yeah, that's a tricky part. Remember when I like was trying to get everybody to watch Stranger Things? Mm-hmm. And when I saw Stranger Things, I was like, dude, this is film. This is incredible. And nobody believed me until I was like, gotta watch Stranger Things, gotta watch Stranger Things, gotta watch Stranger Things. It's the same thing, right? It's like, how do you get folks that you get them onto something they didn't know they liked?
The different strokes for different folks, man.
Yeah.
Like different people. If you would rather go on a hike than watch a TV show, more power to you. If you would rather watch a movie than a show, more power to you. If you would rather watch TV than a movie, do you, man. I don't really care. As long as you ain't killing nobody.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I was actually only watching movies. I wasn't really watching any TV. The first TV show that I started watching in a really, really long time was actually The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Before then, I was like not
Oh
really
yeah,
watching
we were the
any
only
TV
ones that were
shows.
like,
Yeah.
it was like a good. God, would you guys stop at four season? You guys stopped at? Because
No,
I-
I'm
six.
caught up. I watch all.
I
of
haven't
Walking
caught
Dead.
you
up
do?
all.
I'm. The last one I watched was
I still like Walking Dead.
middle of last season. I still like to watch.
Yeah.
I watched The Walking Dead.
I mean, a
It's
lot
just-
of people are like dropping off. Like they're just sick of it, tired of the same thing. I guess I'm still engaged, but I can see what people are saying. If every single show was to the caliber of Game of Thrones and Stranger Things, I would probably only watch TV. Honestly, like I prefer being with characters for a longer period of time than just 2 hours.
too.
And if you can find a way to turn Batman or the Guardians of the Galaxy or any of these awesome characters that have like super dope high budget movies that take place over the course of 2.5 hours, and we can have that over the course of a 10-hour season,
How much better would Suicide Squad have been if it was a series,
Oh,
dude?
man.
it would have been incredible.
Oh man,
So much better.
Dude,
Damn.
you know what I think should happen? Instead of them making all these, movies that are clearly, some of the movies that are getting funded now, I don't even, not to crap on the Emoji Movie, but like, why are they making this stuff?
Yeah, no, I feel the same
Who
way.
is this for? Who wants this?
whose
So
man's
An
is this?
Emoji Movie.
Whose man's is this?
Whose
I don't know,
man?
man.
Hey, there's
I
still
know-
people who want to see it.
I know the internet's talked enough crap about that movie. The point I'm making is that it would be really interesting if the next phase of entertainment wasn't multiple season television programs, but a 10-episode self-contained miniseries, and have that become a standard of television.
It's kind of happening already.
Band of
True
Brothers.
Detective, Band of Brothers, American Horror Story.
Even those are like anthologies. They're still like continuing the series. I'm talking like make a season of at Game of Thrones
that's
level
what Band of
quality.
Brothers was, yeah.
Yeah, well, like Band of Brothers came out how many years? 10 years
you're
ago?
right. Yeah, you're totally right. But I mean, like, it obviously works.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, like, so do that. Like, why not?
I would love to see a self-contained Batman TV series that was 10 episodes long over the course as he's trying to solve some crazy mystery.
Damn,
And
that'd be sick.
it's a all-inclusive story,
Long Halloween.
10 hours of Batman,
And that's it.
and that's it. And then you end the
Long
series
Halloween.
there. Tell the story about
It's not
another
like-
character.
Yeah, it's not like it's a season.
Yeah. I
Guys,
would love to see that.
Let's do it. The Long Halloween. in 10
WB,
episodes.
give us money. We'll
Guys.
make the long Halloween.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it for free. We won't
We'll
do
do
it
it
for free.
right now.
We'll do it.
we'll
Do it for a lot of money.
We'll do it for a reasonable amount of money. Really,
Reasonable.
I'm totally good. Just as long as I can pay rent and be able to eat.
Dude,
Those are my
eating is tight.
Those are my two things. I just need to be able to pay rent and eat. Other than that, I will take that level of wage to make
Yeah. that'd be
even to
dope.
just make the
I
Nightwing.
just want to.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to like buy a house. That's all I want to do.
That's a lot.
that's
to
a
ask
lofty.
For.
That's a
It's
lofty.
not that bad. I mean, I'm not gonna buy the
You
whole house at once.
millennial?
I'm gonna
you
get
can't buy a house.
Not wrong, not incorrect. But I just meant like a down payment on a house. You know what I'm saying?
A Dan payment on the house?
A Dan stupid ass payment on a house. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Whose man's is this?
Whose Dan's is this?
Stop
Whose
it.
man's is us?
Stop that.
What else we got? Another question actually.
Westy?
Last one I'll take from Patronanzo. Trevor, we met. We. This looks French, Jerry.
We met.
We met? Okay. Sorry if I butchered your name, man. Trevor asks, what were your thoughts on the season finale of Game of Thrones? Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for Game of Thrones season finale. Spoiler alert. Saying it right now. Spoiler alert.
Sing it, Tony.
It's a spoiler.
Yeah.
All of the thoughts.
Thought it was dope.
I begin.
A lot of people are complaining about the writing and the pacing of this season, and I'm like, bro, it's 7 years. They've had 7 years to lay out everything, and now everything is coming together. What else did you expect? Of course it's gonna pick up.
Oh, man. The internet complaining about something?
Oh, boy.
no. Good golly, Miss
This is
Molly.
news.
The dialogue in this
This past
finale was so
So
Man,
good.
It was
So good.
It was like when you watch a Marvel movie and every single line from each character is just like ooh ooh ooh.
Savage. Except more savage because it's
Yeah.
all Old English.
Yeah, dude.
More Savage.
Savage.
Old spelled with an E at the
What are
end.
you talking
know
about?
I'm
It's
saying?
Westerosi.
It's true. Westerosi.
For that.
All right, what was the highlight of the episode for you guys? Because this was a doozy.
There was so much. If I had to pick
So many.
one highlight of the entire episode, oh, this is very difficult.
I don't
How about
know,
just
man.
all the highlights?
All the highlights. So
Arya,
So everything.
everything, the entire episode.
top five.
for me, okay, top 3 favorite moments for me was 1, the wall coming down. That was so epic. Number 2, this is 2 moments in one. Theon and John's moment followed immediately by Theon fighting for Yara against this dude. Like, that whole sequence of events was, like, I got tears in my eyes. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
Like, this character has been through so much. He has paid his due from, as far as I'm
I
concerned.
was
Based off of
honestly
what you're saying?
prepared to get let down again.
Yeah. Do you remember what I said right after that happened? We earned this.
Yep.
I was like, we We earned that so much.
Yep.
Oh
It's
my
been
God.
so long.
And that shot when he falls down to his knees.
Yeah.
I was like, Jeremy.
What a shot.
Oh yeah.
Third moment was the conversation between Sam and Bran. Oh my God, I got
Wow.
Yeah, that was a lot of info in a very short amount of time.
Dude, I just loved the mastery that went behind that dialogue.
Yeah.
Like just, I mean, not even just the dialogue that was matched with the composition, that was matched with the editing.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Seeing Jon Snow naked. Like that mushroom guy.
like the mushroom gif. That's me when I was watching that. That was
Same. Oh! Oh! Oh!
screaming.
man.
Yeah, that was
An honorable
oh my
mention to Arya.
Yes.
To Littlefinger. But
Slicing Lord Friendzone's throat.
Lord Friendzone.
hey, man, I gotta give him props though.
Dude, that
man,
acting.
That man is a great actor, and also that character is a survivor. He is a
Yeah.
little snake punk.
Dude, when he was on his knees begging for his life,
Yeah.
and you see this man in a position that he's never been in,
Yeah.
begging
That's
for his
crazy.
life, and then also nobody's talking about the sound design.
Oh yeah, that
WTF sound design, that chop to the throat
Yeah.
was
gnarly.
I was like, whoa, that was
Oh, he got killed.
Deep.
He got killed the same way the
That
woman
was-
that he was obsessed over got killed.
oh yeah.
Poetic.
With the knife that started it all.
Yep. Yeah.
Poetic justice
Is that the one? So that's the knife
that tried
Yeah.
to kill Bran.
and
Yep.
and killed Catelyn, and then killed what's his face?
That knife
Littlefinger.
has seen a lot of blood.
Man,
Out of
what a
blood.
Wait, who had their hands on that knife?
the phrase had it. Baelish had it. So Baelish gave it to the mercenary who tried to kill Bran.
Yep.
Somehow got back into the hands of the phrase. I can't remember how.
Wait, that's the knife that was used to slit Catelyn Stark's throat? Dude,
That's
I
the
did
impression
not
I got from that. Yeah.
I did not realize
That
that.
was like the metaphor of it all. It's like
Yeah.
it somehow comes back. It's full circle.
Huh.
Yeah, and
Dang.
dude, yeah, you're right though. That scene where she just and then just walks away
So
just like-
fast.
Dude, that part where, so I don't know how anyone else felt, but like that whole scene, the way it was playing out, with the way Arya was walking, I was just like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, this has to be a game. But then the scene kept playing, and I was like, wait, Sansa, you're about to be really stupid right now. What are you doing, Sansa? And then
It
it's
was
like,
so believable.
And then it's like, you stand accused of murder and treason. How do you plead, Lord Baelish? And I was like,
Dude, he literally made a gif by that one facial expression.
Yeah.
It was so subtle yet so powerful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's acting
And
is
the way he just
incredible.
kind of
He's a
straightened
great actor.
himself, like he stood up from the wall.
He's like, and he kind of just like looks
Give me
around.
Sansa.
He's like,
sorry, what?
sorry, I'm a bit confused. You're like, oh, that's your ass, Mr. Postman.
Can we talk about your boy Jaime Lannister?
Yeah.
Dipping out on Cersei.
Damn.
And heading to Winterfell to...
in the snow. You see him in King's Landing in the snow.
You've never seen Jamie in this kind of environment.
Oh, it's crazy. He finally chucked up the deuces to the Mad Queen.
Didn't I say...
It's like, I don't believe
The
you.
Mad Queen.
I swear I said something on one of the last episodes of HawkTalk that that I really wanted Jamie and Bran to be in the same room before the series end, before he dies. And we kind of thought that may not happen. And I know next season we're going to finally get that.
Yes,
Satisfying.
because it's the last season.
God. I just understood how his history repeats itself. Oh my God.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Dude, Jamie
think-
killed the Mad King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he gonna be a queen?
He's going to kill the Mad Queen, bro. Oh.
You know what I think is going to happen?
my God.
I think, like, at first, I didn't believe that Cersei was pregnant. But I think she is. And I think her giving so much crap to Tyrion the entire show about him killing their mother, I think that's how she's going to go out. I don't think Jaime's going to kill her.
It says you'll be killed by... In the books,
in the books.
it said that he would be
Keyword.
killed by the fallen car, the little brother.
Yeah.
I'm with Tony. I've
Yeah.
actually thought that Jamie was going to stab her in the back for a few seasons now, and now I'm even more sure.
I've thought that for a while too, but once I found out that she's pregnant, I feel like it would even be sweeter if that's the way she went out. It'd be okay. That's a brutal way to go out, and like I realize how messed up I sound when saying that, but damn it, that is an evil, rancid woman.
Yeah.
I think she's lying.
Rancid. Damn.
I think she's lying about the baby, dude.
Yeah, I think she's still lying about that.
Because you saw her play it up to Tyrion. She's playing it up.
She wants to see her bluff.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wanted him to figure out that she is pregnant,
and
so
she needed a
can
way to
manipulate him.
control Jamie.
Exactly.
Somehow she finds out a way to control the situation at
Because
every end.
yeah, because she already had a feeling that Jamie is not on board with her. She's not very happy with her, so she's gonna plant a seed.
God, that
metaphorically,
scene.
metaphorically,
Dude, that scene, the way that the composition was building up, everybody in the room that we were watching with was like, no.
so
Nope.
tense, dude. The minute
better not.
Tyrion started walking into that room by himself, I'm like, oh my god, and the lighting changed.
Yeah, and the
Like,
doors
you
were closing. You're just like,
Oh
boy. Oh boy.
dude.
Yeah.
I the whole time I felt like he was going to be okay.
Yeah, I
was
thought
like,
he was
he's not
gonna
going
be
to
okay,
walk
too.
in this
I
room and
just-
get killed like this. Nah.
I just
Not at
liked-
this point in the show.
I just
But
liked
the way
the
that
tension.
they,
the
the way
filmmakers
they
built.
built that tension and the way that Peter Dinklage, his acting,
So good.
just everyone was taking a breath.
Yeah. Though when Jamie was in the room with Cersei
That scene.
and the mountain drew his sword, I was like,
no
I was like, this is it
way.
then. I was waiting for him, the sword to
I
just
think
come down
that's
and
the
kill
only
Jamie.
time that you actually spoke when it was actually playing. That's when you said something. I specifically remember
Like,
hearing
not like
someone
this.
say, you were
Not
like,
like this.
dude, do not go like this. Not like this.
I was like, not like this. This is not how he goes out. Not like this. And
Damn,
thank
though, what
goodness.
if he did, though?
I would have been so sad.
That would have been
Oh my
crazy.
God, that would have been one of the most tragic
God.
deaths.
And he just looks at her, like looks at the mountain and looks at her. He's like, I don't believe you. He just walks out. You just,
Dude, you
And
see
you're like,
his
oh my God,
reaction
she
though?
called her bluff. Oh,
but that dude, did you realize that Tyrion, the one that has always been able to call her bluff, couldn't, but Jamie could?
Yep.
it's because
Did
Jamie's
you
not
see the
blinded.
symbolism then? Like, did you see that there? Like, the one brother that she could always call her bluff on
Yeah.
would always go with it. He would always say, and it goes back to the character building of Jamie Lannister. I now like Jamie again, just a heads up. But it goes back to like,
Honestly, so do I. Because
He
for a
is-
while, I was just like,
this is
like,
annoying,
They're not
yeah.
giving me much to like about this character
Yeah.
anymore, guys.
yeah, well, like, you could definitely tell this whole episode, it was like a redemption story for Jamie Lannister. Like, it is really turning into that redemption story.
Yep.
Like, he really is that guy in this story. So,
He's going to be the one to stop Cersei. You see him
Yeah.
walk out on her and say, especially when the mountain drew his sword on him.
but she said,
was-
no one walks out on me, even though Tyrion couldn't walk out on her. She bested Tyrion when Tyrion was always the one to best her. The entire time, it almost gives you a symbolism of Jamie knew what you were doing the entire time. He knew what you were capable of. He just loved you anyways, and now he doesn't.
Damn.
And that's why I was like, oh my. Oh
What a
my.
character-defining moment.
Yeah.
Where he literally was like, no.
This is the beginning for the end.
Yeah, like I understand completely now. I didn't really understand, but now I do. And I could have looked over it
But
until now.
Now I cannot.
Now I can't. And I have to get away from you. And you're just like,
What a
Whoa.
moment for that character.
Also,
Whoa.
can we talk about how crazy and reckless Cersei is? That she's willing to.
let all those people like burn and like
Just like,
take the fall for her.
she's like, oh, the dead are marching down here. Well, they'll take care of it. Like, bitch, what if they don't?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Just goes to show you she's not fit to rule.
And what did they do? Jamie had the perfect argument.
Yeah. The perfect argument.
Yeah, no, that was a
There's-
perfect edge. She still couldn't come up with a good comeback.
Nope. She was just like,
She's
well,
like, you're-
What did he
she's
say
like-
to her again?
She's like, so one of two things could happen. The dead kill them all. They come down and kill us all.
Yeah.
Or
You do realize that's how this how war works, right? There's always a winner.
Yeah,
And he
so
goes,
either the dead are coming down or they're coming back down. Either way, we're outnumbered and we're gonna lose.
What I think is going to happen. Oh wait, does anybody have predictions for the next season?
no.
My prediction is that she's gonna die in childbirth or the child is gonna die because I do think she's pregnant now.
Yeah.
At first I didn't think, but now I do. I think since not a lot of characters died this season, I think we're gonna lose a lot of them in like the first 2.
No,
or 3
I think that there's going to be a big battle, and it's going to be like the Harry Potter, the last part of Harry Potter,
Oh, okay.
where you just see like
Everyone just
it
fucking
just
dies
like
left and right.
flies.
It's like, oh,
And
oh.
like every single
Dude.
every single change in scene, someone is down, and you're like, oh no.
What if we have
No.
2 episodes dedicated to one battle?
It's just-
That'd be crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's how Harry Potter did it. Like it was like this big build up, and then you're like, oh, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
man.
It's happening. It's
Oh,
all
man.
happening right now. And then everybody starts like people start dying, and you're like, oh no, this is bad. This is really bad. And then sooner or later, you see the story. Like you see all of these characters start to die that are really good people, and then it starts to equal itself out, and then you see all of these characters are still alive. Those first however many we came up with, the ones that are the strongest, and then all of these bad characters start to die more and more and more and more, and then you see start that
Do you
that shift
guys
and change.
think that there will be any main characters that will become a white?
Oh, I
Oh
don't
my,
know.
that'll be so heartbreaking.
Yeah, we've never seen that before, other than like small minor characters.
Can you imagine Tormund as a white? That would be a
no.
vicious white.
Yeah,
That'd be
would
so
suck.
sad.
That'd be terrifying to see a
Damn.
blue-eyed ginger.
All right, so my theory for the next season is that
Tyrone.
they're gonna fight the White Walkers, and their army is going to get obliterated. So many people are going to die before this thing is over, and I'm gonna say it's gonna get down to like the nitty gritty, where the entire army is basically completely decimated. They kill the Night King. All the army of the dead falls, and that's it. Army of the Dead is done, and now it's time to deal with Cersei. But now their army is completely decimated. They only have like a small force left, and Cersei knows that she's going to either they come back down for Cersei, and their army is bigger than Cersei's, and so Cersei's backed into a corner. This is where my actual theory plays in. Jaime and Cersei are going to be in the same room. Cersei's going to say, burn them all. And Jaime is going to be surprised, plunge his sword into her back, crying.
You realize she said something to that extent this time, correct? Right? You realize that in her
I know.
dialogue. You realize that she was building up to that point, and they let it sit, and they didn't give it to us. You
She's-
realize that she was on the track within her dialogue to say, "Oh, I have wildfire," and not to mention this bitch is sorry, excuse me. This crazy rancid woman has already killed people with wildfire. She is literally the Mad Queen.
Yep.
And history is repeating itself, and I think that she's going to say the words, burn them all. We're going to see Jaime's reaction, and he's going to kill her.
Do you think he's gonna cry when he doesn't?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Nikolai's so good, dude. Guy's a great actor.
I think she's gonna die first, and then it ends with the Night King defeating Night King.
Yeah, you think they're going to take her out first?
Yeah, I think so.
Ugh.
Or in some way, circumstance.
I don't know. I feel like at this point, Cersei...
Because it starts with the White Walkers, it's gonna end with the White Walkers.
See, I don't think that anymore. I think that might have been the plan originally, but I think the Night King has no development. Cersei has a lot of development since episode 1.
We talked
she has
about
been
this.
the bad guy, and I now more than ever, after seeing the completion of this season, I am very confident that we won't end with the White Walkers. That we're going to end with Cersei's defeat.
I totally understand where you're
My
coming
opinion.
from. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I like either one. Like, honestly, if it ends with the White Walkers or if it ends with Cersei, either one, your boy just wants to see Cersei die. It's time. It's time. You need to go.
Has
Got
the
to
Night
go.
King ever been defeated before, and he just came back?
There has only been literally not necessarily defeated, just bested in combat in the sense that they retreated, and that was Jon. John really is the only. Honestly, guys, like
so
if you
in the
think-
entire history of the Night King, over thousands of years, he's never died once and came back.
I mean, we don't know anything about the Night King. The Night King is original to
and
the show.
that's what I was gonna get at.
Unless the Night King is one of the characters that we've been following all along. What a tweet.
Bran.
Oh yeah, Bran. The Bran theory.
Why would Bran be the Night King though?
So a theory that I had was, so Bran is the three-eyed raven. He sees things that has happened and are happening, and I imagine when his eyes focus more, once he sees all that is happening around the world, it will help him predict what will happen. So I think he knows the outcome of the Great War to come, or he knows that the White Walkers are coming and there's no way to stop them, or there's no way for all of us to survive. So I'm going to try to go back into time and prevent them from ever coming. So I'm going to go back to the Mad King when the Seven Kingdoms were at its most united before he went mad, and he turned him mad and burned them all. Like he got Mad King crazy. Went further back
Because he's the voice that whispers to the Mad King, burn them all. Referring to the White Walkers, but the Mad King, time travel and everything.
Yeah, man. And then he goes back even, so he fails.
Because he's
"Dang it."
affected Hodor before.
He's affected Hodor before, and his father heard his voice scream.
At the Tower of Joy.
He goes back even further to Bran the Builder, and he wrecks the wall, trying to stop the White Walkers. He sees that doesn't happen because they just broke through into Eastwatch, on the Eastwatch side. So he goes back even further to the Children of the Forest and the First Men, the war between them when the White Walkers were created. He goes back into the body that turns into the White Walker, but he gets stuck there. Like the dragon glass pins him down there, and he's stuck for thousands and thousands of years in the White Walker's, in the Night King's body. The only reason he hasn't killed Jon Snow yet is because maybe he recognizes him. Like maybe something in his mind is like, I think I recognize that face, but I'm not sure. Crazy
Such
theory.
a crazy theory that I'm like, I gotta watch that to see if that's actually.
Yeah.
I feel like if the books had been completely written, that might be a
Possibility.
tangible option. But
Yeah.
I think now the way it's been developed, I'm not sure that's gonna happen. Too sci-fi, but super dope.
Could be very interesting. I guess we'll
That's-
just have to wait and see
That
until
hurt
next
my
year.
head.
All the seeds have been planted.
And like if you notice how
citrus peels and
completely how much Bran has changed, he's and like
And there's no
kind of how much the Night King has changed too.
every piece of information, no matter how irrelevant it seems at the time in Game of Thrones, has always come back into play. So why would they show Bran going back and affecting Hodor if they weren't going
Gonna
to use
show
that
the reason
ability
why.
or
Why
that
would the-
effect any further?
Why
Why?
would the three-eyed raven constantly say, if you stay down there long enough, you're gonna get stuck?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
wouldn't have said that if it wasn't going to be an issue.
He looks like him too. You realize that he was recasted, right?
Yeah,
You know he looks different.
yeah.
Mhm.
That could be multiple things, but I have noticed that.
He
Yeah.
looks like him now. So he has that kind of that longer
Yeah.
face.
Does he? Do
Yeah.
they look
the
similar?
recast was he looks different
Yeah,
from
they definitely
when,
look more
remember
similar
when he
now.
did the rise at the river?
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah,
Bran
I
has
know
a
they
very-
recast the Night King.
Bran has a very strong nose, a very prominent nose.
Yeah. So yeah,
They're saying that
Now, the Night
Bran
King-
is the Night King. Huh. That's interesting. Well, we'll just have to wait and see until next time.
until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Dragon Ball Z. What? Seriously, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate everybody who listens. If you're, again, heart goes out to everyone in Houston. If you can find a way to help in some way, do it to it. And be nice to each other, love each other, and follow us on Twitter. On top of that, I'm at Danny LeChef. He's Wakon Tony. He's at Jeremy Lee, and he's at Noel LeChef. And remember, we got a Facebook too. Like us on there. And we have Instagrams. Follow us on there. And we got a Patreon. Check that out. We got some pretty dope stuff on there. It's pretty cool. A lot of people have been jumping in and jumping out, so we appreciate everybody who's been supporting us on there and helping us as we make all the content that we are creating. I don't know if I'm hoping the end of this year will be a big end of the year for us. We'll be releasing a couple of projects, but if not, next year is going to be absolutely huge. We got a ton of projects in the works, and we're trying to get to 1 million subs. Something cool can happen once we hit 1 million subs, but we need to get to 1 million subs in order for this to happen. So
Something cool.
something cool. Not gonna talk about it too much
cool.
now. We'll get cross that bridge when we get a little closer. We're only halfway there now. But thanks for everybody supporting us.
We're halfway there.
Whoa! Living on a prayer. Skinly do
Let's take my hand and-
body da Tony! Scoodle bitty doodle.
Do you know I don't like that song. Like out of all the 80s ballads.
Bonathan Jovathan?
What?
Jonathan Bonathan.
Yeah, I'm not
John
too
Bovey.
big on that song either.
That's confusing. That's confusing. That's confusing. That's confusing.
That's confused. Oh, no. You okay. All right. See you later, guys. Drink
Jesus,
that.
go back in!
Oh, Jesus, go back in.
Go back here!
What's that dude doing here?
It's rocky out here, hey!
Hey, so hey, baby, so now wait for me. It's been rocky, hey. Oh, man, don't walking, talking, could you come and see you?
I can't believe my just me shoe!
Walking, dogger.
Baby, Jesus fucking clothing, baby,
That,
I just missed you!
Is that a Twizzles? Is
Yeah, what?
that a Twizzle Tizzle?
No. I'm a stupid fuck.
Wow!